open. Oh. Hi there.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good.
That's good. This is my cat, Frankie. She decided to come play with me while I was waiting for people.
Oh, isn't she cute, Michael? Look, she has a toy.
Yeah, she's feeling playful today. Usually she's just a one sleepy cat. She likes to lie in the sun all day. But she's feeling playful today. I think I can, Mike's coming over because I think he hears voices, but no, never mind. How are you guys doing this afternoon?
Good.
That's good. I think Matthew is trying to join us, but his computer seems to be having some trouble connecting. So, 1 second. Mike, it's okay. Using his loud voice upstairs. My dog likes to pretend he's a big scary dog sometimes, but he is such a sweetie. So what did you guys get up to today, Michael? What did you do this afternoon?
I can't. We played a little fishing game.
You played a fishing game?
Yeah, we made me a little net.
Oh, wow. You made your own net? That's pretty cool.
We got one of those orange baskets and we got a pipe cleaner and wrapped it around. Then we attached. Then we got a piece of string and tied it on.
That's pretty smart, using pipe cleaners and things around your house. Oh, I saw Matthew. He was there, and then he came out. I don't know what happened. That's okay. We'll see if he comes back on. So what did you fish? Did you catch any fish around your house or in
No, we just played a fishing game.
Played a fishing game. I got. So
We
you
made a fishing rod with some magnet at the end, and we put in monies all around on the floor, and we tried to catch them.
I wish I could go fishing for money. That'd be super great.
And we also, Eden, we talked a bit about the story that you read this morning to make sure that Michael understood it better about the two boys, one who went away and one who stayed home, right? And because Michael was interested in that story because there's him and Leo, two brothers. Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you guys got to talk some more about this story today. That's awesome.
Yeah, and to understand, he talked about understanding, that the important part was that the family was back together, right, Michael?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
It is important when your family gets all together.
Yeah, because we have family that's all over the country, and so we understand about family sometimes goes away, but the important part is that they always come back to visit, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hi, Matthew. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, glad you could join us again. And Christina, Michael and Leo's mom was just talking about family rejoining us related to the story today. That's great. I'm glad that, when your family comes to visit and has to go back home, Michael and Leo, that you get to see them, but that they're still there and they still love you.
And Leo is sleeping right now, which is probably good because Leo is a little bit noisy sometimes.
That's okay. We don't mind noise here, but for sure, Leo, it's always good to have a nap too.
Yeah.
Okay, I get a feeling that it's just going to be us again. I think it might just be Michael, Matthew, Christina, and I again.
That's fun.
Yeah, we got a small but mighty group going on. I like it. What about you, Matthew? What did you do this afternoon after the meeting?
Play piano.
You play piano? Oh, that's so cool. I've got a piano behind me. My mom plays, but I don't play piano. That's awesome. Do you like to play piano?
Yes.
Yes? Oh, good for you. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so Matthew, do you have an area around you that you can do some light exercises right now? Or I see you're sitting at It looks like you're sitting at your kitchen table. Yeah. Do you have somewhere like nearby that like maybe just like a floor next to the table that could work if we were going to do some stretching?
We will take our computer over to the living room, okay, Michael? So you can do some stretching on the rug. Okay.
Yeah. That's why I'm sitting on the floor right now, because we have a very special video from my friend Shannon, who's going to be teaching us how to do some yoga. Matthew, have you ever heard of yoga before? No? Kind of like these cool stretches, and it's supposed to calm you down, be good for your body, but also be good for your mind.
Yeah, Michael, do you want to tell what you know about yoga?
I know some of the moves.
You know some of the moves. Michael, do you do yoga then?
I do Cosmic Kids.
Kids, yeah, it's a yoga app. So.
Oh, that's great. So you actually probably know more about it than I am. I don't do yoga very often, but I'm going to be learning, and I can't wait to see what's going to be on. But you'll be an expert then. That's awesome.
The kid is a kid one.
Yeah. Do you like doing it? Sounds like it'd be very fun.
Yeah.
That's great. Oh,
I made 2 yoga shows on the phone.
you have 2?
Yeah, I made 2.
That's pretty cool. Pretty neat. So we're going to be doing some yoga together. I'm going to get my screen share all set up. Let's see. Okay. Here we go. Can you guys see this okay?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. And just follow along as best you can. I don't know yoga very well, like I said, so we'll be learning these together. But Shannon has been kind enough to do a video for us teaching us some moves. Also, some of my cats and dogs might be coming in and out of here, so you might get to see more of my pets. They might be kind of curious to what I'm doing. So here we go. Welcome. Let's take some time to move our bodies and breaths through some yoga poses and open ourselves up to being welcoming and caring. So I'm going to start with my legs crossed, sitting nice and tall, hands on my knees. And I'm going to breathe in through my nose. I'm going to exhale, pushing the air through my lips. Let's try that again. Breathe in. Matthew, do you want me to pause it while you get ready? Here. Yeah. You ready? All right. Awesome job, bud. This time, as you breathe in, I want you to think about the words I see. I see. And as you exhale, say and welcome in your head. And welcome. Let's do that 3 more times. I see. And welcome. I see. And welcome. I see. And welcome. Lovely. Keeping connected with our breath, we're going to move into what's called tabletop. So I'm going to bring my knees under my hips, and my hands are becoming flat on the ground. I feel how sturdy this is, and my back is straight like a table. This reminds me that a table is a place to regroup, to welcome, and that all people are welcome at God's table. Let's take 2 breaths here, feeling strong. Inhale, and exhale. Again, inhale, and exhale. From here, I'm going to turn my toes under. I'm going to send my hips up to the sky to make a V. This is called downward dog. We are all stretching the back of our legs and being open to what is to come. So I send
my derriere to the ceiling and allow my head to drop between my hands. My heels are reaching towards the ground, and I can breathe here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, I see. Exhale. Let's do one more. Inhale and exhale. Can you pull forward into a plank position so my shoulders are over my hands? From here, I can put my knees down and down towards the floor, and then send my nose up to the sky into upward facing dog. We face the sun and welcome today. Take 3 breaths here. And out. Again, shoulders back. Lovely. From here, I'm going to send my bum back, finding tabletop, tucking my toes under, and going back into downward dog. Taking 2 breaths here. And out. Again. I'm gonna walk my feet closer to my hands as much as I can and slowly roll up through my spine. Lovely. We're gonna go through that 2 more times. I'm not going to talk, but feel free to follow along, and we'll just focus on our breathing in and out. So let's start in our tabletop position.
Going back. Sorry, Matthew, you just adjusted the camera.
Here we go. Breathing in and out. Toes under, downward dog. Breathe in and out. Again. And out. Knees into plank position. Knees down. Come down to the floor. And upward facing dog. In. Out. Back into tabletop. Downward facing dog. Feet come forward. Roll up. Let's roll down. And bend our knees into tabletop. Toes under. Downward facing dog. Reaching forward into plank position, feeling strong as your knees come down. Chest comes to the ground and nose circles up to the sky, upward facing dog. Into tabletop, toes under, downward dog. Walk your hands forward and roll up. This time, bringing your arms up to the sky and bringing them down into heart center. At the end of yoga, we always acknowledge the other people. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Have a lovely rest of your day.
All right, there we go. That's our video. I want to say a special thanks again to my friend Shannon for being able to film and record that for us. So Michael, was that anything like the yoga you do on Cosmic Kids?
The first part was cat pose.
Oh, they call it cat pose instead of tabletop. They have different names. That's pretty cool though.
But Michael did great. Michael did all the moves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's awesome. And how about you, Matthew? Did you like doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm going to have to start doing more yoga too. That was pretty fun. All right. So now we can go back into kind of our area wherever you were sitting before, probably a table. And we're going to do some coloring together. Matthew, do you have anything to color with right now? Oh, there's Mike. Oops. All right, okay. Minute. All right. So, I thought we could color together. We have this page that was inside of your paper package. It should have been probably the first page, actually, that you had here. And it's got the father and the son. Probably gonna have to dig through all those other pages I made you find.
We've got it.
Oh, you guys have it? Perfect. Matthew, do you have yours? Yep, you got yours too? Awesome job. Okay, so I have some pencil crayons here with me, but I thought we might be able to color it together and kind of talk a little bit more about the story a little bit. Even though I know, Michael, you already got to talk a little bit about it with your mom. Yeah, we'll just talk about it again together. So you guys can color the picture that's at the bottom. And we have some questions that are actually written on the very piece of paper. So let's see. Do you guys think that the older brother ever came down to the party? I know in the story I read this morning, he said he didn't want to come.
What do you think, Michael? Do you think that the brother who was a bit jealous, do you think he came down to the party?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you think he would have sat with his brother, or do you think he would have sat by himself?
That was his brother.
Sat with your brother? You have a brother, Michael. As we talked about, do you ever get mad at him?
Yeah.
Yeah? And then do you guys apologize and forgive him?
You forgive, do you know what forgive means, Michael? He doesn't know what forgive means. You want to talk about that?
Sure. So forgive means when somebody does something wrong to you, maybe they apologize, they say, I'm sorry. To forgive them means that you're not mad at them anymore, or you're not angry or upset at them anymore. You know that you still love them and care about them, and you guys can put whatever hurt you guys had behind you. And to forgive someone is to, put the bad things that happened, put them behind you and move past them.
Yeah. So Michael, do you sometimes forgive Leo if he does something that makes you mad? Do you forgive? Yeah, say it out loud so that Eden can hear you. Yeah.
Hey, you forgave your brother? That's great. I know I have brothers and sisters. I sometimes have to forgive them too. It's not easy sometimes having siblings and always getting along, but you find a way to make it work because they're your family, right? What about you, Matthew? Do you have any brothers or sisters, or do you just live with your parents? Yeah, you just live with your parents?
Yeah.
That's pretty all right too. Do you and your parents ever, or do your parents ever get mad at you? Mine get mad at me. Yeah, I know. But they forgive you and you forgive them at the end of the day because they're your family. Do you think the older brother who was jealous forgave the younger brother in the story that I read you?
Yes.
Yes? Maybe after a long time. Sometimes it takes a little while. But people come around, right?
Yeah.
Let me color them in. People.
So who sits with you guys at your dinner table? Usually. Matthew, who's at your dinner table? He's focused coloring. What about you, Michael? Who do you eat dinner with or supper with?
What's this?
Michael, who do you eat dinner with? Do you eat dinner with your dad?
With Mommy and Daddy and Leo.
Mommy and Daddy and Leo. Pretty good. Yeah. And Matthew, I bet you eat dinner with your parents. Who is all at your dinner table?
And my parents.
Yeah, your parents?
Yeah.
Me too. Over at this house, I have dinner with 2 sisters and then my mom and my stepdad. Do you guys ever have grandparents that come over for dinner too?
No.
All right.
Not right now. Hey, Michael? Not right now because of the pandemic, but
Yeah.
sometimes we go and see them out. We go see your grandparents outside, don't we, Michael? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. My family too, I know. We just had a family reunion. We do a family reunion where all of my family kind of tries to get together. It was very small this year because a lot of them live around different parts of the country and they couldn't come. But because of COVID, they can't really travel a whole lot. And so we had us outside, spread out, and yeah, it was just, but I got to see my grandma, which was nice. But yeah, it's hard to see family members right now sometimes.
That's right. And Michael's other grandmother lives in Newfoundland.
Oh, wow, all the way in Newfoundland.
Yeah. So we miss her, don't we, Michael?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Send some good thoughts her way. I bet. Okay. So, how do you guys welcome each other when someone's had a hard day or doesn't want to sit at the table? Does anybody ever not want to come to dinner in your family?
Leo.
Leo doesn't want to come to dinner? What do you do to get Leo to come to dinner?
Well, sometimes Leo isn't very patient about sitting at the table, so sometimes he has to come and sit in Mommy's lap, right, Michael?
Yeah.
And sit at the table.
Yes. I know the feeling. I used to never want to sit still for more than 5 seconds when I was Leo's age, so I totally get that. Matthew, do you always want to go to your kitchen table? Do you ever not want to go for dinner?
No.
You always want to come for dinner? You're like, yes, this is great.
Yeah.
I like that. That's awesome. I know. Dinner is my favorite my favorite meal of the day, so I always come to dinner too.
And sometimes do you have to go get Daddy to get him to come to dinner, Michael?
Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
Daddy sometimes doesn't come to dinner, so I have to go down and get and tell him to come up.
Where is your dad usually when he doesn't come up for dinner? Where usually is he?
In the basement doing his work. Yeah.
Okay. So he works from home? That's pretty good.
Yeah, but sometimes he forgets because he's working hard. Hey, so then what do you do, Michael? You invite him, right? You say, Daddy, supper time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really great, Michael. Yeah, you make sure that everybody eats. I know my older sister Katie oftentimes is asleep. She comes home from work and then she wants to take a nap, so we have to wake her up for dinner. Yeah. What do you guys think the younger brother felt when the dad welcomed him home? What do you think he was feeling?
I don't know.
All right.
What do you imagine, Michael? Just think, he was gone away for a long time, and then he came home, and his daddy welcomed him home and gave him a big hug. How do you think he felt?
Happy.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Matthew, what about you?
Happy.
Yeah. Felt very loved, which is good. What do you guys think the father felt like to see his son after not seeing him for a long time?
Happy.
Happy? Yeah, I bet Dad missed him a lot. So, in the story, who do you think shows compassion? We kind of talked about compassion this morning, showing kindness to somebody else. Who do you think shows compassion? The older brother, the younger brother, or the dad? Or maybe all of them? Who do you think? Who's kind to someone else in this story? What did you say?
The younger brother.
The dad and the brother? Yeah. Which brother, Michael? The older, jealous one or the younger one?
The younger one.
The younger one? And what did the dad do that was very kind?
Okay.
He hugged him. You're right. That's kind of what our picture is of, hey? How's the coloring going, Michael?
I finished it.
You finished it. Awesome job. Well, if you're done, I'm sorry, I can't see you, so sometimes it's hard to know when you're done, but we actually have a bunch of other things that you can color if you want to keep coloring with us. So you can you got options. You got options, Michael. You can either color in some of these pictures that we found this morning. I started to color mine in here. Or you can color, I've got two other things that you can color. I've got this, which has the prayer we said this morning, and I think we'll say it again before we leave here today. And I also have these kind of cards. So there's lots of different things you can do with these kind of cards that have all these pictures on them, these motions on them.
Mine into a little book.
Pardon? Sorry?
Mine into a little book.
He said he wants to make them into a little book, all the faces.
You want to make them into a book? That's a great idea. I didn't think of that, but that's a great idea, Michael. I would love to see your book too after it's done. But either I can send another sheet of these to your parents and they can print it off, and then you can make a matching game where you put them down, face down on the table, and you have to try and find two of the same faces. Or I know there's sort of an acting game that you guys can play where somebody picks a card and they see what's on the card and they have to try and act it out, and maybe they make mom or somebody else guess which one they're trying to be. So if I did, probably trying to do the silly face, right? You know, people would have to try and guess. There's a lot. Oh, sorry, I hit the pop-up. You do a different page? Yeah, so there's lots of different things, but I like your idea of turning it into a book, Michael. I think that's very smart. How about you, Matthew? How's your coloring going?
Good.
Yeah, are you almost done, or what do you have colored so far?
Everything.
You've colored everything? That's pretty good. Oh, can I see? Oh, you really do color everything. Oh, I like that a lot. Good job, Matthew. You're faster than me, you guys. Okay. Did Leo go fishing with you or play fishing with you today, Michael?
Yeah, we made 2 little fishing rods.
Oh, so it was the two of you. That's pretty good.
And Mama.
And Mom. Of course. I mean, fishing for money. Everybody would want to get in on that. That's pretty good.
Michael's daddy is here now. His name is Mark, and he's going to take over because I have to go do some work. So Mark's going to be here. Okay?
Well, hi, Mark. I'm Eden. I'm leading VBS, and we only have a few minutes left, really, because our meeting is going to end here around 3. We only really have half an hour together. So, Matthew, since you're done, and Michael, you're on to other coloring, why don't we just end it here, actually? So,
Looks like you guys had a good time. Thank you for helping out.
yeah, of course. Okay. So before we go, I thought we could say our prayer again together. So you guys can pray again however you'd like. Once again, I'm going to put one hand on my head and one on my heart. Because those, you have to use both our brain and our heart whenever we use compassion or are compassionate towards others. So we have welcoming one. Your warm, wide arms are always open, drawing us into your love. Make our arms your own, helping us to see and welcome others with compassion. All right, amen. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. It's fun doing yoga and coloring with you guys. And we'll meet again next week with another story. Oh, sorry, Michael, what were you gonna say?
Thank you.
You're most welcome. It was good to see you or hear you again, Michael. All right. And you too, Matthew. It was good to meet you. And I'll see you guys next week, okay?
Okay. Talk to you next week.